What up, y'all? It's your boy Denim Jeans back at it again with another video. And today, the NBA playoffs are finally about to be finalized. I'm making this video at 9:48 p.m., so it's before the 10:30 games go off and before like the 8 o'clock games have ended. So there's still some things that could go each way. But today I'm just gonna be talking about the Eastern Conference playoffs, my predictions, what I think is gonna happen, things like that, because those are set. 1 through 7 is set. Technically, the Hornets can still get into eighth place if they win and the Pistons lose, but the Pistons are up by 30 right now versus the Knicks, and they're not going to blow a 30-point lead to the Knicks. So the Pistons are in the playoffs. Kemba misses it again, which sucks. This was his best year by far. Um, I just hope that he gets some help or gets out of there, because if he stays with them and the team that they have now with Jeremy Lamb as your second best player, not throwing no shade at Jeremy Lamb, he's a decent role player, but he shouldn't be the second best player on a team, and he won't be a playoff team if you have Jeremy Lamb as your second best player. Kemba Walker can ball out as much as he wants, but it's not gonna help. You still end up as the ninth seed or worse come playoff time. And so the final standings for the Eastern Conference, you got the Bucks at number one, with Giannis probably being your MVP this year. Could be James Harden, but I personally should be honest. Got the Raptors at number two. Right behind them, you got the the 76ers at three, Celtics at four, Pacers at five, Nets and Magic at 6 and 7, and then you got your Pistons at number eight. Nets and Magic can flip flop between 6 and 7. If the Magic win and the Nets lose, then the Magic would be the sixth seed, and the Nets would be the seventh seed. But I don't think the Nets are going to lose. I don't think the Magic are going to lose either. Looking at the scores right now, excuse me, the Magic are about to win. They're up by 7 over the Charlotte Hornets in the third quarter, so things could change. But the Magic are a better team than the Charlotte Hornets, and so they shouldn't blow that lead. Nick Vucevic should take care of that. And the Nets are up by 10 over the Miami Heat right now. Miami has nothing to play for, so they're probably not going to put forth their full effort in the final 8 minutes of that game. Brooklyn's looking for the sixth seed, so I see them taking that cake. We'll update the predictions tomorrow if it changes, because I'll do the Western Conference tomorrow. We'll do a little side note about the Eastern Conference, but making the assumption that both the Magic and the Nets win tonight, which would keep the Nets at 6 and the Magic at 7. So, gonna get into the matchups, man. Bucks 1 versus the Pistons 8. Sweep. Bring out the brooms. It's gonna be a sweep. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Eric Bledsoe, Brook Lopez, Ersan Ilyasova. That's too much. The Pistons have Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond, but they can't do shit really against Giannis and the Bucks. That's gonna be 4 games up, 4 games down. Bucks move on to the second round. Raptors versus Magic. I think the Magic may take a game off the Raptors because Nick Vucevic is not to be played with. He was an All-Star this year for a reason, but they're not gonna be able to keep up with Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry. They're probably the most improved player in the NBA, and Pascal Siakam and then Serge Ibaka. The Raptors starting five is just too good, and off the bench they got Fred VanVleet. And then the Pistons really only have two players. Reggie Jackson isn't going to be able to do anything in the playoffs for them. Blake Griffin really hasn't done anything in the playoffs, even when he has CP3 and DeAndre Jordan. So I'm saying that I think that Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond are just enough to maybe pick one game up off the Raptors, catch the Raptors slipping, have a bad shooting night, but it should be a dominant 4 or 5 game series. I'm saying 5. Raptors in 5. Now, Sixers versus the Nets, man. The Sixers are probably going to win the series, and I know I'm just picking all the higher seeds, but this isn't March Madness. You have 7 games to prove that you're better than one team, and so if it's 1 game series, there may be some upsets I might pick, but 7 games, I don't see the Nets being better 4 out of those 7 games versus the 76ers. Joel Embiid is an MVP candidate. Ben Simmons is playing as well as ever. He still can't shoot the three. Would probably never be able to shoot the three, but he can facilitate an offense. You got another star in Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, probably, and you got a shooter in JJ Redick. Like, they're just too good and have too much talent for D'Angelo Russell and Jared Allen and Spencer Dinwiddie and all of them to keep up. But I do think they can take a game, maybe even 2 off of the 76ers, 2 home games off the 76ers, but I doubt that, and I have the 76ers in 5 versus the Nets. And then we get to the first 7-game prediction series, Celtics versus Pacers. Now, the Pacers, if they had Victor Oladipo, I would say that they're going to win the series versus the Celtics, but they don't. He's hurt. He's out. He's gone for the rest of the season. And DeMontis Sabonis, Miles Turner, Bogdanovich, I don't think they have enough talent to keep up with the Celtics for 7 games. Plus, the Celtics, they just made the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Kyrie Irving's won a championship, Game 7 winning shot, so he has that clutch factor. Jason Tatum has experience in the playoffs. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, he has tons of experience, old as. So that experience is going to come out. And the Celtics, I think the Pacers can take it to 7 games, but I think the Celtics, having been under that pressure before in a Game 7, have players that have proven themselves to be clutch in the playoffs last year and in years past, pull it out versus the Pacers. So in the second round, that would leave the Bucks versus the Celtics, the Raptors versus the Raptors versus 76ers. And so Bucks versus Celtics, I said it in my first video about my playoff predictions. I think the Celtics win. Now, call me crazy. Call me crazy as much as you want. I think that come playoff time is when this team's going to mesh. They haven't been meshing well all year, but that's because none of the games have really mattered. They knew they were going to make the playoffs all year. They just have to figure it out. Kyrie Irving is a superstar. So is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And they've been the best team consistently all year. And any rational person would pick the Bucks over the Celtics. But I think in that confidence, people are forgetting that the Bucks, they're not used to this. They don't know what they're doing being number one in the NBA right now. They lost last year in the first round and trying to come back and, win 2 rounds in the playoffs, despite how good they are. I think that the Celtics and their experience are going to make up for that. And I think Kyrie Irving is going to show out in the playoffs. Jason Tatum's going to come to play. Jaylen Brown's going to get his shit together. Gordon Hayward's going to get his shit together. Marcus Smart's going to play great defense as ever. Al Horford's going to be a good NBA basketball player, even though he's about as athletic as a snail. And I think the Celtics pull it out in 7 games versus the Bucks. I do. I really do. Yeah, I think the Celtics beat the Bucks Game 7 on the road in Milwaukee. Call me crazy, because I probably am, but that's what I got. And then 76ers versus the Raptors. Raptors in 6. The Raptors they're just better than the 76ers, man. And the reputation of the Raptors not being a playoff team was when they had DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, but now they have an NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP in Kawhi Leonard to replace that spot that DeMar DeRozan would be in right now. And that's going to be the difference between them losing a series and them winning a series. So I got the Celtics versus the Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then winning that and going to the championship to face whoever I tell you in the next video. I don't know, man. It's hard. I know my previous video I said the Celtics, but the Raptors are looking really damn good right now. But I'm still with my gut. I'm going to go with the Celtics. And it's the same reason that they would beat the Bucks. They have the experience. They have the depth off the bench, the deepest bench in the league probably. And I think being put under the circumstances with the pressure of the situation, they'd be the team least likely to fold because they've been there before. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year without Kyrie, without Gordon Hayward. Now, Gordon Hayward's not really a factor. He hasn't been doing all that much this year. But, but Kyrie has been there before. And he's going to make this team even more of a powerhouse in the playoffs. Like, they almost beat LeBron 7-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals. And that was without Kyrie Irving. Now you add him, the best scorer on your team, back into the lineup, the leader of that team, arguably. And you had a dangerous-ass playoff team. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I got the Celtics coming out of the East in 2 tough 7-game series versus the Bucks and the Celtics. I know some of y'all think the Bucks are going to go through, dominate. Some of y'all think the Raptors and the Bucks are going to meet up in the Eastern Conference Finals, go 7 games, have one of those historic things. But I think the Celtics are going to spoil that for you guys. But let me know if you agree or disagree down below. And I'll be back tomorrow with the Western Conference Finals predictions. Peace out.